Hi, this is Lecture 2 from Chapter 29. And in this lecture and in the next lecture, I'd like to take up the question of linear chromatic processes. Basically, this is a review of things that we studied in Chapter 18. It's showing how chromatic lines can be harmonized with familiar sequences that we studied back in the first semester and that we revisited in Chapter 18. This is leading us up to the final section of the chapter, which will discuss non-sequential linear chromaticism, where you have the same kind of either descending or ascending chromatic line, but where it's not harmonized sequentially and it's a lot less predictable. First of all, I'd like to show you how a circle of fifths progression can be used to harmonize a descending chromatic line. I've put up on the board a chromatic line in the key of D major that descends from scale degree 3 down to scale degree 6. And I'm going to harmonize this with a circle of fifths. So we're going to go D, and then from there, we're not going to go to G, we're going to go to a C sharp. But then from here on, we'll be moving in a circle of fifths. F sharp, B, E, A, D, G. Basically, everything from here to here is a circle of fifths progression. And essentially what we're doing is we're prolonging the one chord through that circle of fifths. We get back to another one chord, although it's going to have a 7 added to it. And then this is taking us to the 4 chord. Okay, and so now I'm going to fill in a series of major, minor 7th chords. Not so much in the first chord, I'll just fill that in a way that's convenient. Okay. So I now have two different chromatic lines, and these chromatic lines are alternating between the 7th and the 3rd of the chord. And as we go, we're alternating between complete and incomplete chords. Okay, so in the next pair of chords, you have the 3rd and the 7th of the chord, the 7th of the chord, and the 3rd of the chord. This chord is complete, this chord is incomplete. Same for the next two. And remember that that alternation between complete and incomplete chords is necessary when you have a root position circle of fifths. But this is the way to harmonize a descending chromatic line. And let me just show you that it can also be in the bass. So we have the same chords now, only now we're alternating between a 4-2 and a 6-5 position. And we're putting in the bass that alternation between the 7th of a chord and the 3rd of a chord. And you can see these same examples in your textbook as examples 29.10a and b. One other thing I'd like to show you is not shown in your textbook, but I'd like to show you how if we turn the major minor 7th chords of this circle of fifths progression into diminished 7th chords, we'll actually have chromatic motion in all of the voices. So let's take a look at that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to alternate between a diminished 7th chord and a diminished 4-3, just so that you can think about what these chords are. This is 7, diminished 7 of 3, going to 7, diminished 4-3 of 6, going to 7, diminished 7 of 2, going to 7, diminished 4-3 of 5, going to 7, diminished 7, going to 7, diminished 4/3 of 4, and then this would be, if we kept this up, this would be a 7 diminished 7 of flat 7. By now we're sort of getting away from the key of D, so I'm going to quickly recover myself here by reinterpreting the A flat as a G sharp and going to a German augmented 6th, which would then take me to a 5 chord. Okay, but now you can see that all of the lines are moving down chromatically. We're going from D, C sharp, C, B, B flat, A flat. Here we're going B, A sharp, A, G sharp, G, F, whoops, F sharp, and then this would have to be F natural. And then here we're going down A, G sharp, G, F sharp, F natural, E, E flat, D, and then we keep the D the same as we go to the German 6th and move on. In lecture 3, I'll show you an ascending chromatic line and what you can do with that.